Hi, Ryan.
Hey Dave, how are you?
Yeah, very good, thanks. Very good, very good. Anyway, look, thanks so much for joining me. And as you know, the Reel to Reel Rambler is my sort of little pet project I set up, really to let the world know all about tape, where you can buy tape, what's available on tape, what machines you can get, how to set them up, how to get them restored, and just how to enjoy the best audio experience that is possible to enjoy. So I must admit, until quite recently, I hadn't heard of you or Reel to Reel Haven, and it was actually through a mutual friend, Kevin Root from RX Reels. He told me about you and mentioned that you'd done a recording or were doing a recording. This is a few months ago now, with Andrea Bocelli, and I thought, holy crap, that's not small fry. So that obviously led me to getting in touch, and here we are. So I see that Reel to Reel Rave. Sorry, I see that Reel to Reel Haven is a sort of like a one-stop shop, hangout place, studio, performance place, service, a service facility, and just seems to be right there with everything to do with tape. So, maybe you could just start off by telling me a little bit about yourself and your vision and what led you to setting up Reel to Reel Haven.
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you. Appreciate being on. If you're in this small, hyper niche world of tape, we know about the Reel to Reel Rambler. So to be on here with you is kind of a feat of accomplishment, I guess. So I wanted to start off by saying thank you. And two, I have a obsession with tape for sure. Some people have referred to it as a sickness in a jovial manner, but as you'll see later in the tour, we are really only about analog and tape here. And our mission is quite simple. It's to continue to play in music every day while we bring tape and analog to as many people as we can. At the same time, working with the artists to raise as much money as we possibly can for cancer research, and allowing them to keep 100% of the ownership of the recordings that we do together. I think to put all that in context, for me, it all goes back and started with my dad. He had a radio show, actually. His cassette recording is teed up in my Tascam now. It's called the Pepsi College Basketball Report. So
Cool,
nothing to
cool.
do about audiophile grade tapes and vinyl and all that stuff. But I remember the dictaphones and him planning not only the guest speakers, but the sponsors and how to pay the bills. And he was sort of just operating the entire business, the entire show, the recording, the editing. It made me want to be an entrepreneur. It made me want to be in music. So, you know, tried to start chasing that dream and realized I needed to be smart in other areas. So studied finance, marketing, what have you, and went to make a move to start what I have now, and got hit by cancer, as you know. A tumor
Yeah, yeah,
ate
yeah.
away my spinal bone, and it was a really scary time, a very long, painful recovery. But as it does to, I think, anybody, it wakes you up and makes you pretty serious. And so we started Reel to Reel Haven, and
Yeah,
along the
yeah.
way of developing the restoration side of things, the repair side of things, I met who's now my dear friend, my mentor, my business partner, a guy named Marco. And together we built Stella Records, because one thing was missing from Reel to Reel Haven, the marketplace, so to speak, and that was music. And so we decided to start not a label, we're not a label, but a recording company where we don't allow any digital tools to be present at any part of the process, not in the raw
Cool,
recording
cool.
to our studer,
Yeah.
our multi-track, not in the mixing or mastering process down to half-inch, half-track master tapes, and certainly, and of course, not in our master tape copy process.
Yep.
And so it's the definition of pure, straight to tape, analog, whatever other synonyms you want to use, recording from the start to the finish. And so somehow, because you certainly can't go to a McKinsey consulting type company to get this business plan that we've worked hard, yes, but also got lucky at the same time to build. We use all of this analog passion, repair, restoration, recording to work with the artist to raise what we like to call the eradication level funding for one very specific cancer research group. It's called the Cancer AI Alliance. Just briefly, it's the only fund we give our money to because we think they're the only ones that really have a shot at solving real cancers.
Okay.
And we're very proud to give as much as we can and support as much as we can that cause. But that's really the mission. It's to be able to play an analog for the rest of our lives, to help solve cancer, because we were very deeply affected by it, my partner also.
Right, right.
I guess all of this is our response to that desire to play an analog and to help eradicate cancer. So, the tapes, help to raise more money for cancer research, and they're just incredible, very rad recordings on studio grade tape, as you've seen.
Yep.
So that's the mission. That's the vision.
Wow, that's awesome. That really is. And I mean, it's as I say, we've obviously briefly discussed this before, but actually, it's something I can 100% empathize with, because some of my viewers know this, some don't. But I actually have a very rare form of cancer that's it's actually a byproduct of it. Is it's attacked my spine, and I've had 6 vertebrae operated on, and 23 out of the 24 vertebrae actually broken before now, and
Sure.
it's an ongoing thing that's just completely changed my life. And again, that's very much one of the sort of underlying reasons for me starting the Real Drill Rambler. Things like this happen in your life, and you kind of assess all sorts of things in life, and one of them is the bullshit of AI and digital and MP3 and all that sort of shit music. And I've worked in the hi-fi industry all my life, and it's about the pursuit of quality and perfection. And I think you used the term sound seeker to me once before, which I absolutely love. And it is it's just about that. It's about immersing yourself as fully and as closely into the performance as possible, and there is no better way of doing that than through tape. So hence the Real Drill Rambler, and hence the Real Drill Haven. So it's
That's right.
That's really, really, really cool. But I just wanted to say that I think one of the things that's really cool about what you're doing is as far as the music goes, is that we've got, amongst the sort of the bunch of very niche labels that are issuing reel-to-reel, tapes, master copies, master quality reel-to-reel tapes. You've obviously got the reissue companies like Rhino or Horch House, Revox, which are great. We all want the best versions of our favorite music. And then you've got the sort of smaller labels that are making new recordings, and these new recordings are very often sort of jazz or classical, nearly exclusively jazz or classical. And what I like from what I've seen, that you've sort of got much more kind of popular acts. I mean, still maybe verging on jazz, maybe a bit of blues, but it's you've moved it up in a level of sort of you've got like Andrea Bocelli is sort of popular classical. It's about as A-lister as you can get. And I know you've mentioned other things that you're working on, and the other tape that you sent me, the Adam Levy, which I'll just show here. We'll get back to this later on. but this one, I mean, I'd never heard of Adam Levy. Little bit of searching turns out I also already, I should know him because he was a long-term member of Tracy Chapman's band as well as Nora Jones's band. So, I've even got Adam Levy on tape, and this is one hell of an album. I kind of describe it as sort of jazz, pop, blues, folk almost, really. It's smoky, it's extremely slick, and it's a very, very, very high quality recording and sounds absolutely incredible. The old saying of like, oh, it sounds like they're in the room with you. It's until you've heard a tape on a a decent system, you've got no idea what that statement means. But anyway,
Just to touch on your points, I think part of the mission, which is one of the most fun parts of the daily operation, is to build the most eclectic catalog we can. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. It might sound odd, but I'm not exaggerating when I say I want to build a catalog that has everything from Mongolian throat music to Kraftwerk and
yeah,
everything
yeah,
in
yeah.
between. And look, we're striving for that. I love jazz. I like classical, and we'll continue to find the right people that are mission aligned. But we don't want to stop there, right? I want to bring rock out. I want to get to some hip hop. I want to get to some maybe some funkadelic. I love George Clinton, Parliament
That would be
funkadelic type
awesome.
stuff. Rick
Yeah,
James.
yeah, 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 yeah.
We have High and Mighty Brass coming out soon. This massive brass band. They played the Met Gala last year, which is a huge
Wow,
deal. It's one of the biggest social events globally.
wow.
Um, Charlie Kay is their lead singer, who is an absolute force. She's got some Lauryn Hill covers on the album, even. So really fun. We have Bobby Hawk coming out, which, first of all, I'm so glad I found out who Bobby Hawk is and his music. I didn't no idea he played with Jack Antonoff and Kendrick Lamar and Taylor Swift, just like you didn't know Adam played with Tracy and Nora.
Yeah, yeah,
And he
yeah,
plays
yeah.
this violin, this electric fiddle that just, I mean, it just blows you up. It's wild. So we have that album coming out. There's steel pedal and electric guitar and drums and all. It's really cool, all instrumental. After that, we'll have Brian Newman, which is a jazz Tony Bennett-like quintet. Brian Newman
Okay.
is wildly entertaining. He's Lady Gaga's band leader.
Wow.
Grew up with all those stars and now has his own career. And he's incredibly talented, wildly entertaining, and he's a good human, which is rare. To have all those talents and still be just awesome, and I would grab a beer with him anytime type dude. We have that coming out. Excuse me. And then some things I can't share here, but I've started to share with you. We have some bands that are in the 45 million monthly follower category. So
Yeah, yeah,
that'll
yeah,
be
yeah.
fun. And that is not jazz. It is not classical. It's pop. It's rock. So yeah, we're striving to have the most options possible. I think when I sell some of my decks and some of these tapes to the very high net wealth individual, I start by explaining that this stuff can connect you, right? You can literally just record Taylor Swift at home. Your daughter will come into the living room, put her cell phone down, you guys can connect. And it happens, right? It happens. These very high powered, very type A personalities that don't get enough time with their families, we
Sure.
connect them through tape. And so we need more than just, jazz and classical.
Yeah, yeah,
So we're
absolutely.
striving for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, what do you feel that it is that's drawn these, very significant artists to your label, to your, to Stella Records and Reel to Reel Haven? Because one of the things you do is, which I don't think we've mentioned yet, is actually when you make a tape, you'll have, like, for instance, this one, when you make a tape, you'll normally have it'll be a recording of a live performance,
Hmm.
and you'll have paying customers there, in the in the audience, and so it really is as live and as real as music can get. So what do you think kind of actually attracts these artists of significant note to work with you?
Um, I've had to ask that so many times to myself. There's been so many pinch yourself moments. Is this really happening moments? Um, that I've had to just answer that question. And so I've come up with this internal understanding that I think my partner agrees with, which is really it's just trust and delivery. We have zero music industry experience. I mean, I came from Bloomberg. I just wanted to start my dream. And so
Yeah,
we just have trust and delivery in the beginning. That's our house's foundation. And then obviously we have a ton of excitement. I mean, I'm a very excitable type person. I think it's fun to be around us. They know that we're not here to make money off their art, off of their talent. Um, they know that we're in this for all the right reasons,
yeah,
musically, and then a whole side reason that's also amazing, which is to just raise eradication level funding. We did over 2 million in about 30 minutes during the Bocelli recording. Gave it
wow, yeah,
directly to the hospital. We never even touched the money. Um, and 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 they want to help with that. People want to be a part of that for obvious reasons. We don't need to get into it. It's pretty obvious.
yeah,
They own 100% of their recording. I don't want any of that.
yeah,
I don't measure our success in revenue. I measure our success in invitations. Am I getting invited somewhere new? Great. Okay, we're
yeah,
on to something here. We're gonna make, New York is not like LA. This is a contact landscape. You have to be meeting people. It's not a networking scene, thank God. No
yeah, yeah,
offense.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um, and so, I think that's it. I think we're just here to play with them, not against them in an economic arena. We don't do PR, we don't do tours, we're not a label. We're a recording company. I think there's no
yeah,
threat,
right, right,
there's no competition. It doesn't help that my partner is, you know, uh, very experienced and older, and he's just an incredible mentor, and can connect dots, which we could get into later. I know you wanted to ask about how the whole Bocelli and Lumineers thing came to be. Very funny stories. So yeah, I think just trust delivery. We're not a threat. They want to help the cancer side of our mission, the
yeah,
fundraising side of our mission. They own their recording. It's to tape, so it's the highest quality recording. I mean, it's just there's never a door you open there where there's a loss for
yeah,
anyone.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and so that I think that's how it's just blind trust and delivery, in the beginning, some begging and some heavy passionate explaining, um, and we have the right team. This is by far not just me. I might have had the idea, but the team behind this is wonderful. They're my family. So people feel that, and they help us.
wow, that's awesome. That
Yeah.
really is. Yeah. So, hang on a minute.
Mhm.
uh, okay, so that's awesome. So, okay, you've sort of explained why, what the attraction is, and a lot of it is, well, it seems to be either doing things right, recording properly, honestly, truthfully, fully in the analog domain, not glossed over AI, tricked up, digitally manipulated nonsense, which is so often the way these days, isn't it? And coupled with that, the sort of the cancer research
Yeah.
funding, which
Yeah.
is awesome. That's really awesome. So they own the recording. So if they wanted to, if Adam wanted to release a CD of this, that's
100%. Yeah, we
absolutely,
we break it down into physical master and digital master, right? When we get the half-inch master tape, the half-inch master tape goes a few places.
Yeah.
Goes to Pro Tools, the file sent to the artist walks with it.
Sure.
Whatever happens, they put it into a movie. They make $1 million. They keep $1
Yeah.
million. I don't want any of that.
Yeah.
It might go to Paul Gold down the street, who I just adore. I think he's the greatest vinyl mastering engineer alive.
Yeah.
Salt Mastering, which if you need another YouTube topic, that's one hell of a YouTube topic. But and then it might lead to a vinyl like we did with Adam. And then it obviously makes master tape copies.
Sure.
We just take the money and give it back to cancer research, and the artist actually gets 20% of those sales.
Right.
While they still own 100% of the digital stuff. So it's just, again, there's no door to open where there's a loss for any one participant. Which is great.
Right. Actually, I ought to mention that, particularly for my readers here, or for my viewers, because I know that on my YouTube channel, most of my viewers are vinyl consumers rather than tape consumers. So this Adam Levy, and there's going to be a review of this on my website, thereal2realrambler.com. First of all there'll be a sort of an introductory sort of feature on Reel to Reel Haven and Ryan, and talking all about the studio. Then there's going to be 2 weeks after that a full review of the Bocelli tape, and then 2 weeks after that a full review of the Adam Levy here, which is, this is much more my thing, and it is absolutely staggeringly good. But my YouTube viewers particularly will be interested to know that, as Ryan just said, cut by Paul Gould at what's the mastering?
Salt Mastering, Salt Mastering.
Salt Mastering. So this is fully analog mastering. It's fully analog cut. There's no sort of digital delays in the cutting process or anything. And what we've got here is an absolutely beautiful 180 gram AAA, fully analog. Doesn't sound as good as a tape, but it's nothing sounds as good as tape. Nothing sounds as good as tape. But this is a really good sounding record. And can you remind me how much this costs?
$49.99.
Yeah. So not stupidly priced whatsoever.
There's some oddly priced vinyl out there that I'll never understand, but
well, I just saw a review earlier of someone talking about a $700 lacquer. There's a company making and selling lacquers, which lacquers sound better than vinyl, but they don't last very long, in my experience. True. I know that.
True.
£700 for that's significantly more than this costs.
Yeah, for sure.
This is a beautiful thing. Maybe at this point, just show people what they get in here for the
sure, absolutely,
for their money.
Sure.
Anyway, here we go. So this is I just wanted to show video here what you get. So it's a really nice sort of burnt chocolate coloured box. Really nice quality finish on there with a separately pasted on image and very nice little logo. Anyway, this slides out. Now this is similar to some of the other tapes on the market, but what you'll notice there is they actually fit really snugly in the box. And when I say snugly, it's not stupidly tight. You can get them out easily, but it's not baggy and flopping around either. So inside this sleeve, you've got two individual tape boxes, and I'll take these out. So we've got tape A and tape B. And again, this is the same really nice sort of burnt chocolate, sort of satin sheen finish front and back. And if I take the lid off, front, back, and then a sort of a matte burnt chocolate inside. And there's a very unique feature there, which I'll come back to. But this is the tape, which is Recording the Masters SM911. SM stands for Studio Mastering, and Recording the Masters have two Studio Master tapes, SM911 and SM900. But what I really want to show is this centering insert here, which is foam. Now, quite often this is either hard plastic, metal, or wood, which they're okay, but it's kind of imperative that it fits well to stop anything moving, which this really does. Because it's not super hard rigid, that fits, and it fits nice and flush there. But the real killer here, which is so simple, but no one else has thought of it, as far as I've discovered anyway. But you can see there on the inside, you've got a corresponding piece of foam. So when you close the box up, those two pieces of foam kind of mate together, and that tape is in there absolutely, I would say super rigidly, but there's a little bit of give in it because it's foam, but there's absolutely no chance of it rattling around. Apart from the fact I'd knacker the box. If I drop this, I'd dent the corner of the box, so I'm not going to do it. But if I did, the tape inside would be absolutely fine, and there's no, it's held in there absolutely perfectly. So I think it might just seem like a really bizarre thing, but
It's for shipping.
that two-piece foam insert in there, included on the box lid, is just awesome. It really, really, really is, and it's super easy to access, and it's super, super, super secure. And then just to reiterate how you put these back, the two tapes. Oh, hang on. Two tapes slide into this inner tray, and then the inner tray slides into the outer box, and there you go.
Yeah.
Absolutely marvelous. So anyway.
No, that's great. I appreciate you showing that. I mean, a big shout out to A to Z Media, my good friend Joey and his partner Alex. They're probably one of the biggest physical packaging for music related product in the world. And
cool.
I worked with them just because of how good they are. But that foam piece in the top of the box was my response to being annoyed with the way tapes were being delivered. Just by putting that one on and putting it together in shipping, there's no movement. There's just light give, so it keeps the tape great. I mean, when you're paying that amount of money, you need that level of detail to get the product to the customer the right way. So just an added detail.
Okay, so well, we've talked about, I just wanted to show that tape there, but just to sort of rewind a little bit, you mentioned the Lumineers as well, who I know in the States are really quite a big act. So specifically, how did Bocelli get in touch with you, or how did you get in touch with Bocelli? I'm intrigued how someone of that, I mean, there isn't, in the classical or popular classical world, I think, there's Bocelli and Pavarotti and pretty much no one else, at that level.
I'll be honest, the most real way I could answer how we came to work with the Bocelli family is because I'd absolutely have to start with because of who they are. I mean, absolute class, the highest form of class
right
on the planet. incredible intelligence and poise, very strategic, very intentional people. I'm blessed to have even some form of friendship with them, to say the least. So
Yep.
again, I think they are artist-driven philanthropy. I mean, the Andrea Bocelli Foundation and just who Veronica is, who Andrea is, Pier Paolo, Francesco, I mean, everybody on that team
Yeah.
is how we're able to work with them because that's who they are, right? There was no convincing or you know presentations or whatever you want to call it. How we actually became in touch with each other. Um, I kind of jokingly call it the Italian connection. My mentor is Italian, very
Okay.
Italian, and so are the Bocellis. And there was a connection made there for reasons that don't need to be discussed here. And help was advice was given, and in that meeting, my partner took a chance helping me and our operation out, and he said when he was meeting with Amos Bocelli, Andrea's son, and he said, "Look, my partner, this kid I mentor, started something pretty cool. We do it together." And he explained the whole artist-driven philanthropy thing and the tape and all the
Sure,
stuff
sure.
that's going on here in Brooklyn. And it would
Yep.
mean a lot to me if you would just go down there and check it out, listen to him. He's got some good ideas, and maybe you could
Yep.
help us. So I didn't know that was happening at all. Just sitting at my bench, and I get a call from Marco, and he's like, "Look, this just happened, and Amos Bocelli's going to come to the studio. Good luck. Don't mess it up." And I'm like, "Oh my God. All right." And so he came to the studio. He did. He
Yeah.
gave us his time. He came, he listened. I almost injured or hurt him badly on my one wheel. This is a one-wheeled skateboard that I love to ride.
Oh, okay.
So that we have that memory. And we hit it off, man. We all kind of started a friendship together, Marco and Amos and I, and then he listened to the story, he felt the tapes, he listened to the tapes, and he said, "Okay, you're right here. You have something here. This is unique. It's very cool. I do want to tell my family about this." I hope he didn't know in that moment. My heart was like in my feet,
I
and
bet.
I was like, "Holy crap!" And he took the story back to his family, and then a few days later, I got a call from Marco, and he's like, "We're like the maestro is coming, and the goat is coming," and I said,
Whoa.
"Holy crap, like this is incredible." And I'll never forget the day when he came. His son walked him in, for obvious reasons. And
Yep.
he's just walking Andrea through the studio. I'm like, "Oh my God." And he walks him up to me. And as he walks him up to me, he whispers in his dad's ear, like, "Hey, Dad, this is Ryan." And him to me, it was just he was like polite. I mean, he was amazing, which he didn't need to be. As little me asking him for help, and he just stuck his hand out and shook my hand. He said, "Hi and thank you for having us." And I was just like, "Jesus, this is amazing."
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
sat
Yeah.
down, and his whole team came, and Marco and I were there. We explained the whole situation again. And Veronica is just an absolute force, and helped both sides kind of understand what we wanted to do, what we were asking of them, because obviously we were asking something pretty big, a live recording, to release the recording, to raise money together for cancer research and his foundation,
Yep.
or the family foundation. And so, honest to God, that it just happened very naturally. Uh, we used all the passion we had in us to explain the situation to them, and they said yes, and we became friends. And now I don't even know, like, they could just call at any time, ask me anything, I'd jump up and do it. And
Awesome.
that's how that happened. Uh, we're just blessed. I don't know. It was very natural. And now we're all kind of working together to keep this going.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
last thing I wanted to just talk about is the absolute quality of the tapes. I mean, as I say, I've done sort of full written reviews for the Reel to Reel Rambler on both the tapes I have here, and I'll be publishing those over the next 4 weeks. One 2 weeks time, 2 weeks after that. But I just wanted to hear from you more detail about the actual kind of recording process, sort of, microphone setups, cabling, mixing desks, etc., etc.
Hmm.
Because it's very clear in listening that these things are I would say stellar, but
Thank you, thank
let's
you,
say exemplary in the
thank you.
quality.
No, for sure. I'm happy to talk about. I think I think it's just super important because the type of people that buy this, and I don't mean to say type, but this is a hyper niche community that I'm just trying to expand. Quality is absolutely everything,
Yeah,
and so I think it's super important we talk about it. First of all, we have a very short signal run from stage to control room. It's very, very short,
yeah,
uh, which for folks in our world is quite obvious. Not trying to write home about it, but just starting there. Um, from there, obviously the quality of our cabling and all that is stellar. We're actually upgrading it another notch. We're getting all audio note cables, some of the best cables in the world. They tested it out in Vienna, and there wasn't one of the orchestral musicians that said it wasn't absolutely much better.
yeah.
Uh, from there we go straight to tape. We go straight to the Studer 827 that we have, which ours is was highly underused when we found it. Um,
Right.
uh, it been completely rebuilt by my absolute favorite tech, Paul Miller, who's Paul Miller. I mean, the best. Um, uh, and we don't have anything in the path, right? We don't have any digital tools. It's not allowed. No matter how big the artist is, if they want to record anything digitally, then they need to go somewhere else.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
From there we if we're going to use any outboard gear, it's an LA two-way, right? It's a Neve mono or stereo pre. It's a universal audio. I mean, it's analog, right? It's
yeah,
not digital, right?
yeah,
We use our board, which we'll see in a minute. I'll back all this up with the tour.
yeah,
I know you want a tour. We have an AWS 924 Delta that we use probably 30% of its functionality and a lot of its legacy automation for when we mix to the half-inch half-track master,
right.
which I love. My favorite is Otari. We use a half-inch half-track master that John French himself rebuilt, a beautiful head stack with flux magnetic heads
Okay, yeah,
before Greg closed up shop, and again all analog. From there, we make our master tape copies on either other quarter-inch Otari MTR10s or Studer A80s, which you'll
yep,
see in a moment. And so just the entire process is unadulterated by anything. Uh,
mm,
Even like I said, even when we use outboard gear, it is analog.
yep.
So there's just a really fun, very short, completely analog path from the recording to your house that's very special.
Yeah, yeah. So
So
with this tape here, or the Bocelli, obviously, but this tape here. So is this a copy of a kind of a production master of the a copy of the master of a how many
no, so we
what's the sort of
we
provenance of this
yeah,
from?
I should have said some of this earlier, but we were having fun and flowing. So
Yeah,
we don't continually press. Like there will be a day where there will be no more Adam Levy tape, no more Bocelli tape.
yeah,
We do things in limited numbers because again, our goal is not to become a music production house, a label, a pressing plan. It's to produce the highest level quality recordings possible, raise as much money for cancer research as possible, and let the artist walk with the ownership of their music, right? So
Sure.
Bocelli, we're only printing 250 copies, and it's done
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Adam will do 250 to 500, et cetera. See what I'm saying? So um, it's it's very different than every other offering out there. Um, uh, yeah, I hope that answers the question. It's unique in that way,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they're not production masters. Uh, we make it from the 24 channel, the multi-track into a half-inch half-track master.
Yep.
Make, we make two, possibly three simultaneously. Those are all one-to-one copies from the 2 inch. And once those three, two, whatever, master tapes are run, it's over. We're not making another one. We're not calling
Right. Yeah.
artists to
Yeah.
republish, remaster, reissue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
So so from your 24 track, the 2 inch 24 track,
Mhm.
the next generation, which is, when I think about recording, the 24 track, that's not a finished piece of work. It's like,
Mhm.
it's almost like an artist's palette. You've squeezed your paint out on it, but you haven't
Mhm.
mixed it yet and
Right.
applied it. So that is mixed down to half inch, yeah.
hmm That's right.
So that half inch is the first finished piece of the artwork, so to
That's
speak.
correct.
And
And
you'll
our and
make
our and our 1/4 inch master tape copies are made directly from that master tape, not a
right,
not a production master of the actual master. So again,
yeah,
once that master rolls,
yeah,
it's over. We're not, and again, because we're not a label and we don't want to be, we're not calling the artist or their management asking, can we make another master from the 2 inch and can we do this again? Now, granted, some of the artists have come to us and said, excuse me, but we like the way things are going. We love you. We do want you to do another one, but that's
uh-huh.
only if we're approached. I'm not spending my time chasing this because that's not the mission.
Sure, 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 sure. Yeah, well, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So it's yeah. I mean, it is as without actually selling someone the mix down, the final mix down tape.
Mhm.
This is as close.
Right. And don't get me wrong. I mean, look, for donations direct to the fund, to the Cancer AI Alliance, we've done things like actual 2 inch to quarter, because the person's donated $67,000 or something, or $98,000. And we say,
Yeah,
okay, great. But again, artist is on board with this. It's all,
yeah, yeah,
stated up front. We're
yeah,
all on the same page. So that can happen. But again, that's because of this very unique style and mission,
yeah,
that
yeah,
we
yeah,
have
yeah,
here. But
yeah,
no,
yeah,
I go back to the term snowflake. I mean, only 250 people on the planet will own a Bocelli tape.
yeah,
Maybe 500 on the planet will own any other of our artists.
yeah,
I mean, and if you look at Catherine Russell, she was the first one to help me and Marco, and she's jazz blues royalty. I have her father's web course sitting over there, which originally belonged to Louis Armstrong. I mean, the history is crazy. We transferred her tapes. We heard Louis Armstrong teaching Catherine Russell the ABCs.
wow,
It's like a time machine, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
these
yeah,
tapes are like a time machine. She's
yeah,
telling stories of her mom and her dad on this tape. Most of
wow.
the artists are telling a story. Like Bocelli talks about, um, uh, I apologize. Andrea talks about the song he sung for Veronica the first night he met her
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
tape.
yeah, 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 yeah. No,
It's insane. It's
yeah,
amazing.
that's, it's
So
very
these are
touching, and
snowflakes.
there's, I think also that's another thing about them. The fidelity is absolutely
Yeah,
second to none.
yeah.
Um,
Well, not
but the fact
fidelity
that
too, but then
the fact that it is a recording of an actual thing
yeah,
happening with an audience, a small select audience at that, but
yeah,
it's you're sat there in your listening room and playing these tapes. It's not like putting a record on. It's
no,
not like putting a
no,
CD on. It is like
uh-uh.
right, if we get your tickets, go and put your best
Right.
shirt and put your bow tie on, and
That's right.
sit yourself down, everyone ready, and then press play on the tape, and it's just for that, half hour per reel.
Hmm.
It's like you are experiencing something. It's like it's so close to the
Yeah.
feeling you've gone to this concert.
Yeah.
It's an
No, it really
amazing
is. Yeah.
feeling. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
So no, it's fun, man. Well, look, why don't I end this by giving you the tour? I know you wanted that.
Oh yeah, no, that would be very cool.
And
Very, very, very cool.
yeah, let's
Cool.
do that.
Let's
All
do
right. So
it.
let me all right. So I guess let me walk around here and start here. So this is my well, it's our work bench area.
Right. Nice. Yeah.
And in here we have everything from I make the wood side panels. There's some African rosewood sitting there, so little router tables.
Okay. Cool.
Various machines, either they're parts decks or they're customer decks in various stages of repair.
Hmm.
MRL tapes, calibration tapes, common parts, etc. Um,
Yeah.
this is a memory wall. You can see the T-bar there that I was honored to get to make for Andrea, which is great. Um, Typical diagnostic equipment, laser engravers, and fun, just really
Yeah.
fun
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Cool. Cool.
As I come out here, we have some of our mastering machine. This is a rebuilt quarter track, half inch built into a half inch half track. These
Yeah.
are also other master tape copy machines. We've got some transfer machines here, uh, various machines that have just been fixed. This Tascam is going back to Houston. These are going to Kentucky, and these are web cores for a movie with Art Garfunkel, actually, which is pretty cool.
Oh wow. Nice.
Yeah, get back to you on that. So,
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
another shot of just the kind of the repair restoration side of things.
Yeah. That is. It's an impressive. That's an impressive bunch of tape recorders.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's 48 feet long, this room.
Wow.
At the other
Cool.
end, we have
Yep.
my absolute favorite system, which is Audio Note,
Yep. Very good. Very
which we'll
nice.
we'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah.
More
Yeah. Yeah.
storage and things. Can't have enough storage. Um, when we have live recordings, this table is normally full of some type of food spread, but it more normally acts as where I kind of put together the master tape copies for shipping. We got some Andreas going out, Catherine Russell,
Okay.
Aaron,
Nice. Yeah.
Kishi.
Yeah.
I guess we have almost everyone on the roster going out this week. Some new boxes. That's our normal maroon color.
Okay.
Yeah, you saw the brown color. You have that one.
Yep.
And so, yeah, this is just kind of from the back area all the way over.
Very nice.
Yep.
Very nice. Yeah, that's I can't help but being impressed by your audio note system there. That's not
Oh, Peter, I've never heard. I I could not switch. I've heard everything, and Audio Note, honest to God, is just the best. As we come into the other room, which we affectionately refer to as the live room, because we
right.
don't do
Okay.
recording. I'll start by kind of so there where we were,
Yeah.
and this is where we are now. We have a really great bar for obviously entertaining.
Yeah. Sure. 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 So
Uh, so
is this the room that you make your recordings in and
yeah, this is where we
have your
did
concerts in,
Andrea and
basically?
Lumineers and
Yeah.
Kishibashi and all that.
Yeah.
So I'll do a quick pan. It's about 3,800 square feet in this room. Here's our front of house, lights,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah. Very nice. So ACDC. Is
Yep,
that
signed
is
by the
that?
original guys.
Wow. Cool. Cool. Cool.
Quite a
Yeah.
nice collection of guitars and amps. This one right here is probably my favorite. It's a 52 Fender Bassman, and I've just never heard a sound just like this. It's something truly special.
Yeah.
As we pan, you get the view. It's a very old building. This was rebuilt in 1940. When it was originally built, they had these windows here because electricity wasn't powerful enough, and so they eked out as much sunlight as they could. They kind of referred to it as a daylight factory.
Okay, yeah,
That was the one of the original heating and cooling systems up there, which we thought was rad. So we kept it. I've got the TV on there because the World Cup is coming. So normally I don't have a TV in the studio. 17 by 17 foot stage. And you can tell I wanted to focus here. This is the run. So you're talking 5 feet of a run
yeah, yeah,
at a couple, 3 feet on each side. Very short run from the patch bay that you can start to kind of see back there, all the
yeah.
way into our control room here,
Okay, nice.
which
Yes,
again is, look, this is the only outboard gear I have.
right. Yeah.
All right. And then you have the 827.
So it's like sort of 4 meters from the stage to
Yep,
your desk kind of thing.
absolutely.
Yeah, nice.
Yep. And we come back out. I do have a ISO booth, which is behind this lovely Ambros wall right here, but we
Yeah,
actually have never used it since again we like the live.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Oh no, that's a seriously nice space.
Thank you. And so
So how
that is
many,
that.
when you, for argument's sake, the Pacelli, how many people were in the audience there for that?
90.
90. Wow.
Yep. 90 people.
Yeah,
Um, so, we could, depending on if the piano's on or off the stage, um, you can easily fit 100 people in there if the piano's on the stage. If it's off, I'd say about 80 to 90 is still very comfortable. It can still get to the bar.
yeah,
Bartender can get to you. Waiter, waitress can get to you. Uh, but it's intimate on purpose.
yeah, 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 yeah,
We're inviting donors most of the time so that we can continue to raise the money for cancer research. So we don't need a stadium,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
But yeah, that's the studio. We kind of have everything in one stop. It's also a retail shop. People come by 2-inch tape, 1-inch tape here all the time.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and it's kind of our analog paradise, and I don't want to ever leave here. So help me
No,
sell some
well, no,
tapes.
that's. I don't think I would if I was there. I absolutely wouldn't.
Yeah,
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I think I've got to say thank you really for for taking the time to chat and show me around your studio and facility. It's absolutely super impressive.
no,
And
thank you.
yeah, I think
Uh,
what we'll do if is we'll follow up with just I think if what we'll do is we'll follow up with a little bit of Adam Levy playing and a slideshow of
Sure, that'd be great. If I could just make one request, I do want to just take the time to say thank you, not only to you, but to, Peter and Adrian at Audio Note.
yeah,
Peter did a huge thing for me. I cannot afford that system at all, like not even
yeah, yeah,
close. And he sent it to us. He sent it to us. I mean, it's like $1 million system. He sent it here.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
He believes in this mission. He's always been there, and I just love him. I love his wife, his son Daniel, Adrian Ford Crush, the chief operating officer, an incredible human also. So I wanted to thank them, and then Mike Latvis at HRS, the best racks in the world. I can call him anytime. He's always there to help mentor me. Um, Engineering mindset and just very helpful. He's gotten donations for us for different events. He gave us the racks here. He's involved. So such a huge thing. Emily at HRS always helping me. I love them.
yeah,
Obviously, Marco, my boy, who made it all possible. Huge thanks to him. I would not be anywhere without him. I just wanted to really quick get that in there. Another
yeah.
guy,
No,
Mike
absolutely.
Bahalik of Insurica, a big mentor of mine, always been there for me. These people are huge, and we would not be here without them. So I just wanted to get that plug in real quick. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. Anyway, look, once again, I just got to say thanks, Ryan, for taking the time to chat, and I'm sure everyone has found it interesting. Every one of my viewers has found it interesting, and I will say, to all of you who, and obviously this video is going to go on YouTube, so most of you I know are into vinyl, but for those of you who are into tape or even considering tape, check out the Reel to Reel Haven, and buy one of the tapes if you can afford it. Do it, and if you can't, if you're into vinyl, go and get this.
There you go.
It's a cracking album, absolutely cracking album. Okay, so look,
Oh man, thank you, Dave.
we'll end with a little bit of Adam's music if we can, and a slideshow.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate it.
Yeah, cheers, Ryan. Cheers.
All right, take care.
Walking past my lover's house, bitter taste fills my mouth. Too much whiskey, too much smoke. Last night's tears hang on my coat. Now the rain has stopped its fall. Street shines like a mirror ball. Sun comes on, it's just enough. Watch the flowers waking up. It's washing day. It's washing day. Colors run and they fade away. It's washing day. It's washing day. Big machines all in a row. A mother with a child in tow. Change old paper for silver coin. Lose myself in